Hello, I'm back with another experiment. But this is at home activity 6 with the red fog, and I am going to show what I did with my experiment, how I set it up. I had 2 metal cans, like vegetable cans, a green bean cans, and then I labeled 1 can clear and 1 can red, but I did not have red food coloring because my food coloring is neon colors. So I used purple, which was one of the darkest colors close to red. And so I just got home from being out for the weekend, and I didn't have my arrow in my house because I wanted it hot so I could do the experiment like the directions said. But when I poured the ice into it and I watched it, and I hate that I didn't pour as much ice as I did into the clear one, but with the clear one you can see like the ice is melting and it was running over on the side of the can and onto the napkin, because I eventually went and got a paper towel because it was running on the table. But I feel like if I did it in the daytime for one, and if it was hotter when the sun was out, I feel that the experiment would have actually been better and would have actually worked, because once you put cold ice into water and it's hot, it's going to steam. It's going to make a steam. And so I feel like that's what the experiment would have done with the red. It would have blew off a red steam or a red fog, which is what the experiment activity is called. And so I feel that for chapter 7 talked about asking open-ended questions and asking the right questions in your class and for a classroom discussion, or to get things started about a lesson or before a lesson. And I feel like this activity would have been a good way to emphasize on chapter 7, because you can ask students predictive questions. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen when I put the ice in it? Okay, the ice might melt. That's probably what some students would say, a general response. And you have to use what chapter 7 gives us about asking the right questions and how we should do this, and how we should handle one question and the other question. And chapter 7 also talked about praising students and saying more than just good job. And so I feel like with chapter 7, you can take all those things and all those questions that we are supposed to say, or how will we say this, and incorporate it into the experiment. And then also talk about, with predictive questions, it ties into informal assessments, seeing what the students know about ice and melting and steam. And it can also be a states of matter, the different stages of matter experiment as well, turning a solid into a liquid and different things like that. So those are just ideas that are flowing off my head right now. But that is all I have for at-home activity, the red fog.